Hello, everyone. Welcome to Royal Mystic Collective Wisdom, and I am your host, Royal Mystic, as we move into continuing our understanding of solfeggio frequencies, sacred sound, known to others as sacred sound. It's the energy of the vibrations in hertz or waves, whatever the wave density is what determines how fast or how high or how low. And this particular one we're working on today is the sound fa. And when we make this sound audibly, we vibrate the frequency of repairing and reconnecting to relationships with our own self, that self-care thing we talk about a lot, and others. So that means people that, now it doesn't mean it has to be a romantic relationship. We're talking about relationships. So it's about reestablishing harmony and balance in relation to other people and ourselves. So being in the energy of that, it could be a coworker, it could be a boss, it could be the person, your neighbor. I've had some in the past. I've had a little bit of missed vibrational frequency with that was a long time ago. Thankfully, now all my relationships with my neighbors are harmonious, but every now and then you run across a few, right? So this is the energy, and you would want to use this if you're having that kind of energy. You definitely want to try to use it to rebalance. It's a sound that you make when you exhale. During a meditation is when I use it, but you can use it during yoga or exercise, whatever you feel comfortable with. It is the sound that vibrates within yourself. As you make the sound, you reset your cells in your body all the way down to your DNA. And I know that sounds profound, and it is, and this is why we're talking about it. So when you understand that this is about allowing the resonation, the resonating energy within yourself to be reset to its highest perfection, it allows you to have better communication and also better receiving of communication, being able to understand and not be in that ego mind where everything is me, and it all goes back to me, right? Allowing yourself to really hear and receive what's being said in its truth and not in a kind of skewed way. Sometimes we're in our own heads way too much, and whatever somebody says may trigger you, but it's not what they're saying that's triggering you. It's a memory, right, of some other situation you had. So being able to discern that is always very much appreciated because it sends you on the right track toward being in the place of resonating with your heart. So in this particular energy, the sound is the vibration of Fa, which is fa, and so it would sound like this. Fa. And you can do it as long or as short as you want. And so I have a little cheat that I use to remember which thing goes with which, right? So when I make the sound of fa, I think of family or father, right? Being in that kind of energy, allowing myself to, like for me, miracles, Ray, a redo, right? And oot, we've discussed all these previously, so I'm reiterating them. Oot, out with guilt and fear. That's how I see it. So that's my little memory cheats that I use, and we'll talk about the others. We still have 3 more coming in the next 3 weeks, so that's how I remember which sound goes with what thing. And I have a little cheat sheet written. I ain't gonna lie. When I'm in the middle of a meditation and just doing a reading, I can get lost in the waves of information that are coming in. It is very consuming. It takes your attention, and so you can kind of lose your grip, right? It seems to me my hardest thing is to latch on to date and time, because that seems irrelevant when I'm in the bigger conscious mind. So being in a place where you are allowing yourself to repair any kind of relationship, including one with yourself, that's always going to be forgiveness, being able to forgive and release old negative drama that you're holding on to or old grudges. It creates balance within your partnerships, your friendships, your family relationships. It is important also to remember that family energy also includes soul groups. So when we deal with this down to it, literally to the nucleus of who we are for each single cell in our body, and resonate that change within us, it does change everything. Remember, the biggest change you want is the one that happens within you, because that's the one that affects everything outside of you. So you're walking a whole new vibrational frequency, literally like it's changed you to a new dimension. Even though it looks very similar, remember, that's what the dimensional trick is. It looks very similar until it isn't. So we want to improve that energy. Using this is important when we find our place at an impasse, when we find our place where we're at a juxtaposed position, where we don't feel like we're being heard, or we don't want to hear what the other person has to say because we don't believe it. Remember, sometimes we have to be the observer and just allow ourselves to fully open and give the other person a chance to tell you what they mean and what they're trying to communicate. Because especially if it's somebody who is in a relationship with you, when you know them, it's hard to say things to somebody, and so you kind of dance around the real problem sometimes. And so you have to give people a minute to get to the core. The core is always sensitive, and they're scared to hurt your feelings, or they don't want to make you run in the other direction, right? They don't want to start a fight that ends all fights. So we have to be patient and compassionate to the person who's trying to communicate, because they're searching around trying to find the right words to make this connection stay and last, and they don't want to cause massive injury. So being in a place where everybody's, I'm just going to say this, because this is a fa sound and it's all about family. Family is the quickest to judge. And because we've been around each other our whole lives, and we think we know everything about a person. And sometimes we've misjudged. Sometimes we've kind of given a little harsh light on somebody just because of past experiences. And I ask for you to just have that compassion and energy in your mind. And if you just make the sound in your head, even while they're talking, it'll help center you and give that kind of reconnection to that energy of harmony. So when you're in a place of like I said earlier, where you feel like you've both button heads, of course, give yourself time to reset in your frustration level. But while you're doing that, allow yourself to use this sound and see if it can reset you and bring you back with a place of connection to the essence of your soul's connection with this person. I believe that really does make a huge difference when we come at a place from understanding and drop all of our biases and past negativity. Because if it's somebody that you're going to stay, connected to throughout an entire life, you don't want to have any time where there's a something that a lack of understanding or an untruth that somebody is latched onto about you or a situation, and you the same, because it's a waste of time and it's wrong information. So you want to be in a place where you can actually honestly communicate without trying to gloss over, right, some of the things you might think somebody might dislike. Everybody wants to be authentic. And to be in the place of authenticity, you have to be honest with yourself as well. So when you're fine-tuning these relationships, if you'll allow yourself to completely just really try to harmonize with your heart and allow yourself to just, as you'll feel this kind of open energy when you allow somebody to really talk to you and you actually are listening and you're not distracted by what you just heard on the news or what juicy tidbit came down the gossip tree that day. Or even somebody who was very annoying has got you in a place of frustration. And so when you come home and everybody's trying to get your attention or talk to you and tell you what's going on, you're like, I just need a minute. I just need a minute to everybody just be quiet. Just give me a minute to decompress. Yes, you can take that minute. But while you're taking the minute, use the solfeggio frequencies. I've included my playlist on all of these particular uploads that I'm talking about here, all of the sacred sounds that we've been talking about. There's a playlist I have on there, and every single one of those has a different frequency. And some of them are my videos where I'm doing meditations. I think I only have like 3 on there, but I just put them on for people who wanted to hear them. It is important that you feel connected, that you feel clearly connected with no obstructions and no blockages. And this is what we're talking about all of this for. And remember, this is the heart chakra, very solidly in the balance of the heart chakra. And it allows you to really put yourself in a place of open harmony, and it lets you let go of misinterpretations, and it literally repairs that energy of connection and restores you fully. When you're in a place where you really don't know how to use a skill, and sometimes meditation's hard for people, all you have to do is just allow yourself to breathe. Breathing is a solid meditation. If you especially, so you'll find as you probably have already had this observation, when the SHIT hits the fan and you're really in a desperate place at the time, having to go through something, grief, loss, whatever that might be. It could be the loss of a job or the loss of someone you dearly love, or even a pet. Oh my God, I thought I was going to just fall over when my 16-year-old dachshund passed. So these are the times when you most need something to kind of hold you together and feel connected. So getting in the habit of using these tools and meditating and being in the breathing and doing the energy work makes you stronger for when there are the times when you really, really need it. And allowing yourself to use this healing energy heals you even beyond the time where the damage occurs, and keeps you in a place where you can stay balanced and feel like everything is working in congruence with your energy, and keeps you from kind of, hitting tilt and capsizing the whole boat. So when we're identifying with the heart chakra, it's really important to remember that the heart can suffer long after an event. And it's important to repair that energy, because the heart has its own kind of own brain and its own impulse system and its own control panel. It has its own thing going. So it does definitely affect your hormonal release when you're in a place of grief and stress and fear and pain. So there is a real thing called the broken heart syndrome. If you allow yourself to fall into that energy, it does feel like your heart doesn't even beat the right way. So we have to, it is imperative to pull the knowledge that you have and use it. I can give you all this information, and it doesn't do a hill of beans if you never apply it. So just in the interest of experiment, I highly recommend that you stay in the energies and allow yourself to really use these to help you. Because I started using them during our meditation for my Mystic Vibe Tribe, because we have a daily meditation one that's part of our group on YouTube, not Facebook, on YouTube. And it has made a world of difference for me, and I can even hear it in my voice. It's different. I can hold a sound and feel the vibrato of it, and that feels amazing. Just hearing your own voice when you're in a true sound, when you feel that energy. I'm not an opera singer by any means, but I do know that I am. It's like tuning a piano. I can feel the tuning happening. The card numerology is part of that Tesla sacred geometry energy. Remember, for the very beginning, we had the root chakra, Ut, and the release of guilt and fear. That was 396. This one is 639. And then in 3 weeks, we're going to talk about the C sound, C, and that's 963. That's what the solfeggio frequencies are about. They're interchangeable harmonies using the same 3 numbers. So, being in the interest of absolutely allowing all the good things come in. Remember, if you're dealing with the heart chakra, you can also use all those things to help the heart chakra recenter and balance, as well as the sound. And the heart chakra energies was in season 1, where I went through all the chakras. It also tells you, I've listed a lot of the oils and crystals and things that help with that heart chakra. So the crystals, this just right off the top, pink tourmaline, Larimar, emerald, Dioptase, Fluorite, rose quartz. I'm going to go out on a limb and throw Aventurine in there because it's so green and beautiful. It is the energy of being able to fully open that divine harmony. Just divine harmony. Just think, I harmonize all things in life, in my life, and with myself and all those around me. I harmonize and bring beautiful results and beautiful collaborations, and allow yourself to really participate in the effort of harmonizing. Because even if somebody else doesn't allow the harmonizing, when you can bring yourself into harmony, you feel more settled and anchored, and you can hear your own intention in your voice. You can also hear your higher self talking and guiding and helping to move you forward. Because in that stillness, in that resonance of the harmony, comes the sound of the beautiful, perfect energy within yourself that doesn't last forever, because the minute you get back into the world and start doing your thing, you're going to feel it kind of get back out of alignment. So this is a constant practice. I don't feel like it's too much to do, though, because now that I'm in the habit of doing it, I don't notice anything other than I need to do my sound work, my breath work, my meditation work. And I feel better after having done it. I feel aligned. I feel ready for the day. So I hope that you can enjoy this the same way I have, and allow yourself to be fully engaged in creating your perfect frequency and allowing yourself to reset and restore yourself. And I hope all of this has helped. I send you many blessings, love, light, and abundance, healing, protection, joy, peace, and happiness to you all. Until next week, namaste.